In history, it is seen that infant and childhood death and also short lifespan used to limit population growth. On the contrary, in today's world, thanks to improved in nutrition, sanitation and medical care, that more babies survive their few years of life. The combination of continuing high birth rate and a low death rate is creating a rapid population increase in many countries, and people generally lived longer. When we talk of population explosion, population bomb or overpopulation, it is defined as the condition of having more people than can live on earth in comfort, happiness and health, and still leave the world a fit place for future generation. It took entire history of human mankind for the population to reach 1 billion by 1810, and in just 120 years later this doubled to 2 billion, say by 1930. Concern about overpopulation is relatively recent in origin. Until recently, birth rate and death rate were about the same, keeping the population stable. People had many children, but large number of them died before the age of 5. During the Industrial Revolution, where there were seen great advances in science and technology, reduction in death rate were seen.
Population explosion is the biggest problem for our nation. It's the biggest concern to us, and main reasons for increasing population of a nation is reduced maternal morbidity and mortality. That is, less and less number of mothers are sick or dying because of delivery problems, pregnancy problems. Then even perinatal mortality rate is reducing. Perinatal mortality means death of newborn children, young children. Now the rate is reducing it's on reducing line. Another problem is more number of surviving people, more number of elderly people, they are surviving in the society, and all this credit, it's good sign that all these rates are reducing, and it's a good its credit goes to the good health facilities, good equipments, good training facilities, good training of doctors available in our country, that makes our society healthy. Even better drugs are available, better antibiotics are available, and all these factors, they add to the better survival of people in our nation and healthy population.
Several factors which attributes to the reduction in death rate or increase in birth rate, ultimately leading to population explosion, are increase in food production and distribution through Green Revolution in 1960, which produces a large number of food. Improvement in public health due to accessibility to clean drinking water, and also hygienic conditions, sanitation facilities were made available. High advancement in medical technology lead to proper vaccination and antibiotics, which helped children and people to survive many deadly diseases and cure deadly germs which once used to kill them. Gain in education and standard of living is also an important factor leading to overpopulation, as it improved the quality of life for most of the people. Immigration to better developed countries due to several reasons like better job opportunities, war and natural disaster also led to population explosion in that particular country. In developing countries like India, their religious belief, faith and demand of male infant also played a major role in increasing the population.
In many societies, still we come across people who just go on producing children in want of a male child. Maybe many number of girls are born for expectation of one male child, and this taboo in the family that only a male child can take their family name and can make their family really a happy family. It's a wrong notion, and I think doctors as well as social workers and people around, they should educate these families and this society, especially even the dharma gurus, what we call, they should stress on this point that female child is equally important as a male child, and they should not really bother about male or female, but just limit the number of children in family so that both, maybe male or female, they are given better education and better health care.
Whatever may be the factor, population explosion is associated with many problems. creating havoc, especially in developing countries like India, Pakistan, etc. Some of these problems are inadequate fresh water supply available for drinking and other domestic purposes, exploitation of resources to meet the demand which lead to depletion of many natural resources like fossil fuels, increased level of air pollution, water pollution, soil contamination and noise pollution is also seen as a result of overpopulation. Deforestation, about 8 million hectares of forest are lost every year for the purpose of urbanization. Change in atmospheric condition causing global warming is also a result of overpopulation. Irreversible loss of arable land and increase in desertification is also its results. Mass species extinction due to disbalance in ecosystem and food chain etc. is also seen. Increase in people living below poverty line is seen in many developing countries. Intensive factory farming to support large population increases the threat like man-made disaster and also natural disasters. Increased chance of emergence of new epidemics and pandemics is also seen. Starvation and malnutrition is seen in many developing and underdeveloped countries. Increase in slum areas lead to unhygienic living conditions. Overpopulation has contributed towards an increase in number of social evils. Crime and corruption are also a result of overpopulation. Another major and important effect of population explosion is urbanization. In 1975, only 27% of the people in developing world used to live in urban areas, and by 2000 it had grown to 40%. In developed world, already 75% of the population is living in urban areas. It is due to migration of people to towns or cities in search of job opportunities. These cities not only spread outward in the surrounding of agricultural land or natural areas like forest, grassland or wetlands, but also grows skywards with high-rise buildings. Good urban planning is essential for rational land use, for upgrading slum areas, improving water supply and drainage systems, providing adequate sanitation, developing effective wastewater treatment plants, and an effective public transport system. Mitigation measures. This population explosion has to be controlled. Therefore, there are several mitigation measures that has been applied to reduce adverse impact of overpopulation. Because we know overpopulation is an issue that threatens the state of environment in the already mentioned ways, and therefore society must make a change in order to reverse some of the environmental effect brought by the current social norms. Education is a key to make a change in attitude of the people. It can break the cycle of poverty and provide the means to raise the standard of living. It can also help in improving the status of female by giving them job opportunities. Major role played by education can be seen if we provide the awareness about the impact of overpopulation on environment, climate and energy demand. It will also bring a change in the attitude of many people.
All care should be taken to remove fear from the mind of couple, from male and female as well, and give them a proper education so that they can choose proper method of contraception and go ahead with their small family norm. Even NGOs and media can help reducing population explosion by proper counseling as a social service, then providing some contraceptive devices on subsidized rates, as well as on TVs and radios we can have small dramas or small like nukkad nataks, what we say, just to tell public that how these methods are useful, how they can make these methods can make their lives happy, and if they don't use it properly, how they are put into the problems, of population explosion, like having difficulties economics and other difficulties in their families, as well as health problems which make the mother weaker, and even children, they are not properly taken care of, not properly immunized, and all the way they all suffer. So these different dramas, small stories, small even small writings from people, knowledgeable people, that can help society in helping this family planning program.
Birth regulation. Overpopulation is related to the issue of birth control. Some nations like People's Republic of China use strict measures to reduce birth rate, but religious opposition to birth control has been cited as a factor contributing to overpopulation and poverty. But there is an urgent need to strictly implement a China-like one-child policy globally by United Nations.
We see the solution of this problem in family planning. Family planning means not only stopping the number of children in family, but producing child at a right time. So there should be a right gap between two children, and this makes the small family norm. Like we have heard many slogans going on, like "Hum do, hamare do," and many others. You can read it everywhere. So it is just to limit the number of children and have children at right time in the family, so that mother can take care of children better way. Their resources are better utilized for less number of children, so better education is given to the child, better care is taken of physical, mental as well as spiritual. They are given good moral education, and that makes our nation further healthy. So it's very important.
Family planning or family welfare program. Many countries like India seriously took up the effective family planning program, which was renamed as Family Welfare Program. Slogans such as "Hum do, hamare do" indicates the effort taken up by the government. The various family planning methods are tubectomy, IUD, that is intrauterine devices, and oral contraceptive pills for women, and use of condoms and vasectomy for men. These methods are either used for permanent sterilization of men or women or for temporary sterilization. Permanent methods used for sterilization are done by minor surgeries, like tubectomy for female is done by tying the tubes that carry the ovum to the uterus. Vasectomy in males is done by tying the tubes that carry the sperms. Both are very simple procedure and done under local anesthesia, which are painless. Temporary methods include the use of condoms for men during intercourse, and for women intrauterine devices like copper T, a small object placed in uterus by the doctors.
Now, family planning facilities which are available are n number of facilities are available here, provided by government as well as non-government and private sectors. It's a cafeteria choice really, because different people, they are in need of different kind of family planning method. Family planning can be just a permanent method, that is permanent stopping the children producing children, or it can be a temporary one. So from temporary we have many other conventional methods, like we have condom, female and male condoms, vaginal spermicidal tablets and gels, and there are other methods which just they are these are the conventional, but for a long time if they don't want to have children for maybe say 3 years or 5 years, then they have many other choices, maybe hormonal methods or non-hormonal methods. And amongst hormonal methods, it may be oral contraceptives, which can be minimal dose contraceptives, and really better ones have come up in the market, which give which have very less side effect and they are very convenient to use. There are IUCDs, like intrauterine contraceptive devices, which are hormonal devices. There are implants which can be just put under the surface of skin, and it can give a better protection. Even nowadays, vaginal rings with hormones impregnated in it, they are available, and they can be used, they can be changed every month. So these are the hormonal methods. There are some non-hormonal methods like copper T, multi-load, and they are very good. Though the taboos are there, they are prevalent in society, but it's the responsibility of our doctors and other people in society just to properly educate the female and even her husband regarding that method, tell them each and everything, and just boost up their moral to use all these methods. Still many methods are under research. Actually, how to choose a contraceptive method, it depends on the need of the patient, the need of the couple. Actually, the contraceptive method, it should be safe. First thing, it should be effective. Third thing, it should be cheaper and easily available. And fourth parameter is whenever you need child, it should be reversible one. Means whenever you need child, just stop using that method and you can have another child when wanted. So these are and another thing is they should not have any side effect which causes permanent damage to the health of the female or male. Now, it's not only the OBGY people, it's not only the gynecologist, it is their prime responsibility, but even family physicians, they should play active role in family planning advices, because they are the one who are very closer to the family. They know the family for long time and they know them very well, so that according to their need they can counsel them to use particular method and give a birth spacing as well as permanent family, limiting the number of children in the family. Similarly, there are few people, they think that going for male factors like permanent methods of family planning like TT, that is tubectomy done on female. It can be laparoscopic or it can be conventional TT, abdominal TT, and for male it is VT, that is vasectomy. And still it is vasectomy. Regarding vasectomy, still there is taboo, or still there is this perception prevalent in society that males, they become weaker after this operation, but it's not true.
Considering these factors, it is obvious the success of family planning program depends on too many factors, making it more complex operation than usual. However, this does not change the fact that the birth control is extremely important in order to improve the life of the future generation in terms of better availability of resources and a better and clean world. Unless we want our future generation to live the life of barbarian, it is imperative that we control the population explosion and thus control the usage of available resources. We can start by educating the women of many countries like India in the basic of family planning. This can simply be done if just one educated person takes it into her stride to teach the another person. Each one teach one. Other useful recommendations that can be implemented for population control are: family planning facilities should be made a part of health facility. Local and provisional governments should play a greater role. NGOs and doctors should play a major role in disbursement and utilization of aid received for family planning. Males should be urged to cooperate more in controlling the population growth. Status of women to be raised in society as done by the present government by giving more seats in assemblies. Better health and educational facility for women should be given. Issue of population explosion should be taken as a national crisis. Role of media should be encouraged, especially in rural areas, to control the population explosion.
Now, many people are using contraceptive methods regularly, and that's a good sign, but I think still the people in rural areas should be better educated, well educated. They should be told more and more about all these methods, and we should see that they use it properly so that they have small families, so that they can cater better services to their children and make a happy society.